Hey man, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the one and only Phakama Podcast with your boy, Mr. Kateo CEO himself. I'm not alone, as always, I'm with my boy, yo. Tanganda day. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
I've been leaving you for quite a long time.
Few hours.
Watch. How are you, sir? Oh, yes. I left angry because of Nekikwati. Are you good though?
I'm good.
Yeah. No. Very sharp, man. We have the one and only person that we've been waiting for. We have the one and only guest that we have been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, if I was Robot Boy or Mpopops, I'd say to you, cheese boys and cheese girls. If I was McG and Sol, I'd say to you, chillers. But because I'm a Phakama fan, man, I say to you, let us rise in this moment, take charge of our lives, and make sure that we go through and pull through each and every day. If I don't worry, relax. We finally have this guy.
Yeah.
Diamond togo o a ke tsebe ka ke bo o sebetsa kae mo le reng ke ntlamile o file di whatever tse tlamileng o di file o mthole. Finally we do have him. Imagine we had his friend first before him. But his show is the first episode. So ladies and gentlemen, besides me being long, I don't want to be long because of I have a because we're gonna be long. This person is one of my gods. I'm gonna say he is in that realm whereby when I look at him, it is like a student looking at his master and seeing the greatness that they have. It's a privilege for me, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor. There is a phone that is about to cry. Oh, you're using your phone, please. Is everything off? Okay, fine then. Yeah, so I'm saying this person is in that league for me. He is one of the greatest people that I've ever had the privilege of meeting in my life. I dreamed and looked forward for this day. Each and every day of my life, I looked forward to sitting down with this man and actually telling him what role he played in my life. I'll let him go into his story and how he grew up and everything, but I just wanted to give him now to say he must know that he is in that league, of great people in my life that have contributed immensely so. And for that, I would really like to give him a applause in terms of that one. Ladies and gentlemen, finally so, he has risen to the challenge. He came here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the one and only Bongane Hlalukane. How are you, sir? Are you good?
I'm good.
It's nice seeing you wearing your ankh.
I'm fine. Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice.
I give out all papela because the podcast
Yeah. How have you been? Can we greet the people? You know what it is. That's your camera.
Oh, okay. There's my cue. Hi guys. He is Bongane Hlalukane. Sing a song.
It's not.
So kita mo welcome for kita mo clap. But it's a pleasure. It's an honor being here.
Yeah.
I'm very emotional.
Yes.
I'm very emotional because beyond everything that's happening, this is one of the good things that I have in my life. So I'm very honored to be here. So this Kamakala waterworks, guys. It's about to rain.
It's about to rain. Someone about to chop onions in here, But no, man, before even we get to the busy stuff and everything of that, why the song?
The song? I discovered the song yesterday.
Yeah.
TikTok. I was at work. I don't know, man. It just made me miss my head.
Sure.
So driving home yesterday, play my music and then the song comes up. I become very emotional.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you got this. I'm someone that likes crying.
He knows me, so he knows.
So yesterday, it was one of those days where I realized, you know what? Through music, I can be in contact with the people that I need to be in contact with. So I'm playing this song to allow them to be here with me.
Yeah.
In a sense, there's always something or someone that is guiding you, something or someone that is helping you, something or someone
Yes, so you're right.
You're right. So this song is just me saying to people that I love that are not here, that you know what, I acknowledge you guys and thank you for being with me till thus far. Beyond this time. So basically that's what it's
about. Look, the birds are giving us help. Nature. Make it like I would have done justice. Ah, but it's fine. Yeah, but it's fine. Yeah, but it's fine. It's nice noise in the background, so it's cool. So, well, I came to realize in preparing for the show a long time ago, when it's been long preparing for the show, I was like, beyond YPD, I don't know this guy. Are we still in the camera shot? Because we have alright. Yeah. You look nice.
Thank you.
So I was like, I don't know this guy.
Yes, because also I wanted to ask you, who are you?
Yeah.
Kind of
Sure.
Those kind of questions, because I believe
Yes. Hence I'm saying, Ori, I realize that I form part of you guys. Because I know, here's my thing. I know Bongane. I know Bongane just like I know myself. Because of, but that's my point to say, I don't know Bongane prior me meeting him at YPD. I know stories at YPD. If there's anything in the back that I know, is stories, and mostly it's at YPD. Like today we went and saw your mother the time. It was the first time to go panel the time. You know, Lemakris. It was the first time to go panel. That's why I've been to Tato's place before your house. You know. So I realized that there are still so other small things that I don't know that I would really like to know beyond. Because now nobody will tell me about Bongane now. No, I tell you. I couldn't figure it out.
After this podcast, I'm trying to put Bongane.
So I'm now joining part of Botlotli. So like, who's Bongane Hlalukane? Like who? Why Esau? Why Iso? Why Esau? Why Iso? You know, we wanna know that. We wanna know just that upbringing, growing up in Sharpville. Just that as starters.
So basically now I was born, raised, Sharpville, Spain.
Yeah.
But growing up, man, my upbringing was just a weird one. My upbringing was one of adaptive. Let me rather put it like that. I've been trying to think of words for the whole podcast. So my entire upbringing from Bongane has been an upbringing of adapting to change, adapting to environments, adapting to new faces, adapting to, you understand? Adapting to new emotions. Because I lived with my parents for some time, and then my parents moved out of the house because Modula happened. And then from there, my grandparents basically raised me.
Yeah.
With the support and assistance of my parents.
Yes.
For some time, they don't know this, but I knew my parents as my siblings. For a short time. For a short time, yeah. Because I would call my grandmother Mama.
Yeah.
And then I'd call other people by their names. And then what happened is that my parents moved out. After moving out, and my life has been You understand?
Sure.
First grandchild.
Sorry to disturb you. Please take it somewhere there. That twin plug is not alright.
Yeah, you can proceed.
Yeah, we can continue.
So, Sikislulu Sapin on both my father's side and both my mother's side. So, you would understand there is my father is the only child, by the way.
Okay.
And my mother is the firstborn of two children at home.
Small family.
Small family.
Yeah.
So you can understand the conflict between me and my uncle. My uncle was born.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it's been that of my just growing up, and then I had to move from Carbon Tatwa, move to Habumbewa. That's when I spent more time with my maternal grandmother, who is one of the few people, I might say. My grandparents all played a huge role in my upbringing. I would say my most stricter side I got from Abun Tatwa, which is the norm, okay? Abun Tatwa is strict and not. So I got that strict firmness person in me from Abun Tatwa. And then from my mother's side, from Mokhunwaka, my maternal grandmother, came out this sweet young boy.
This crybaby.
This crybaby. Yeah. At first, I found it very taboo to cry. Because Jesus, that the Mulaka was one person and I'll punish him. If it's late, I'll punish him. Just 2 minutes after, I'll punish, you understand? And it made me feel like, you know what, as a young man, as a boy, I'm not supposed to cry. Even when I'm sharp strategy. Next shot at home, about sharp strategy. Understand? Yeah. So that is my side. My family, my father's family. And then came to my mother's side, where I developed these emotions, developing how to speak, developing how to understand emotions.
Was it dominated by women?
Basically, yeah, there's a lot of women. Which is a lot of women. You would count a few cousins still on Sabajida, my uncle, uncle Baba, which are married to. But majority of the people that I was with were women, which then brought out this sweet person. Because mind you, my grandfather was there before Shokafal. He was there. Yeah. And the sad part about, or the funny part about Bontate Molubaka, they would have their squabbles here and there, but the only thing, or one of the things that they had in common was discipline. You understand? So it was a nice childhood in terms of family. Grew up, my grandmother was the trick. She's the person that brought me a lot of my matric dance school. She helped me. Church in terms of paying food.
You still have pictures of your matric?
No. Because Nick didn't velvet. Nick didn't velvet. So I was like,
please, you want to put them up?
I don't have them on my phone now.
But you can find them.
No, not on my phone. They're on my laptop.
I'm saying I can get them.
You can get them.
Okay.
You can get them.
I wanna put them on the episode.
On the episode, that's fine. I'll send them.
But the people that don't know what
you know that velvet top of mine.
I know that. I know the picture of your matric.
So she's one of those people that was like a friend, more than a parent, or more than a guardian. And then what happened? That's basically my family side. My grandparents. I had to move in with my parents, which was a bit of a difficult time because. Like, I know them as my parents, but I'm not close to them as I was to my grandparents. So it's a huge adjustment for someone who's still trying to find himself, especially in my teens. Now you're seeing things, and one thing about my dad when I was punishing me,
So how was your school life?
My school life.
Which primary did you go to?
I went to. I'm still coming to my school life.
Okay.
I broke it down.
Okay.
I'm gonna break it down.
All right.
And then I lived with my parents until a point where I had to move to Soweto because I got a job. And then from Soweto I moved to where I live now. That's basically families.
You won't tell them where you live.
Yeah, I won't tell them where I live.
Yeah,
hey, private and
confidential. They must ask. It's private, Baba. Yeah, it's private.
Yeah. And then school-wise, again, like I said, my life has been a life of adapting to new environment. You will realize one thing about me is that I have stages where I move up from more to more, from more to more, from more to more. And also moving to Soweto, I moved to a family member. A very small house. You understand? It was female dominated. And as a guy, you're like, you know what, I have to move out. If I can approach, especially it builds you. It builds you. So that's that part. And then skolo.
Sharpville names, dog.
Yeah.
Tato, last episode said, "Una ploma ko mkukun." Pumas better.
Pumas better.
It's like Pumas better.
Pumas
like
better.
What? Yes.
So I started my grade R.
Yeah.
And then don't get my grandparents wrong. Yeah. You don't mess with those things. You don't mess with them. The only way for you to mess with them is to mess with me. Yeah. So what happened was that I've been a very loud and very shy person from a very young age. So it's an anti-check club. Sharp like a wool bra. I get home, they see you when finding a limit to pay. Bongane, what's happening? What's all about? Because I'm crying. And then what happened? I'm both and then I told him, hey, man, sharp. First thing tomorrow morning, this guy's not going to work. I asked school. Immediately that same day, I answered school. Immediately, I answered school. I was out of that school. Yeah. Mind you, it was moment week 2, 3 of school. As a child, you're already adapting, you're already knowing, you're already becoming familiar with, this can be my friend, sleeping pattern and stuff. Answers gave. They had to look for another school for me. I moved from Vuguzake to Red Cross. I go for an front opposite. I'm saying, I go Red Cross. Red Cross. Like I've been an adorable child. A sweet child. What am I saying? It was just that one teacher. I don't know what. But Red Cross finished grade R at the time. And then I moved from Red Cross from Granparents to Vanderbilt to Park Ridge. I did my grade 1, grade 2, and because of transport, like you would have Vanderbilt, the parents' meeting, my parents couldn't attend the parents' meeting, transport and stuff like that. But Tosa, Park Ridge. So I get that computer grade 5 like that. I moved from Park Ridge to Edu College. Yeah, I did my grade 6, 7, and 8 Edu College. And you know life happens, and it's not something that we should be shy about. My parents had a real conversation with me and said, we can't afford this.
Yeah.
It's becoming a bit too much because now it's becoming too demanding. The higher the grade, the more expensive it is. Babata toilet paper ya two like at home, one ply. Babata body toothpaste, it's about the ink. You understand those type of things? So, grade, I remember I did grade 9 for education. And then because my dad is a person about I'd like to wish I'm as social as my father, by the way. He's a very social person, but I imagine. So he went and spoke to someone called General Smart. So General Smart started week 3. After the political. Again, mind you, adapting, changing, getting used to people and stuff like that. And I got to General Smart, grade 9, 10, 11, 12, completed my thing. And by the way, I know this doesn't mean anything to anyone, but grade 12 I was the best, best student for maths literacy. And then, you know, that when you move around, I've been a tiny person. I was tinier than you at some point. Going to Kulitzena Libomahuwa sometimes, going to Kulitzena Li. Mentality, you will succumb to things like bullying, you will succumb to things like being casted aside upon in a sense. About the CV, too much those things, those are the things that actually made me the person that I was in school. Because in school, I had a few friends. I was tiny, more general smart. And then I made a smart decision. I was like, you know what? Instead of being picked up on, just give me the balls.
Let me pick on people.
No, just give me the balls. Just give me the balls. Not the bosses per se, but people that were feared. In a sense, now I'm protected. I have some light because I was a shadow everywhere I went. I was a shadow, having friends that are very popular, like in the class. And then that's basically it. And then I go PC training, completed my diploma, couldn't find a job, went ahead and did another in 6 course DBing until I found a job. And Kokasi, I've never been someone who has close friends to specifics. We're not close friends. We're not close to imagine. You understand one another. Bongane was always the third wheel on every car that passes. Basically, I've always been that person. I found it difficult to make friends. I found it difficult to understand people. People found it difficult to understand me because it's just so that's basically my upbringing. So I've been a very anti-social, trying to be a social person because I've always had this thing that people will not understand. So let me not throw myself to people because I never understand. So I would just mimic if Lerata Bolo, I would like soccer. If Lerata Ini, I would like it. But never having my own identity till a point where now I'm recently just developing and finding my own identity. So that's
basically your upbringing. Now, as you say that you grew up with your grandparents a lot, what could you say that is just one thing that if you had a chance to thank them? I don't want us to dwell in the grandparents. A lot askis that I'm getting disturbed because I have something in my ear, so it's giving me problems. So I don't want us to go deep inside. To be emotional too much. If we go deep inside, someone's gonna start crying, So if you had one thing to say to your grandparents, paternal and maternal, what would you choose that to be?
Honestly, I would thank them for seeing me for the person that I am. Amongst everyone and anyone, my grandparents knew them. They knew of this guy. So much potential. Yet because of external things were what's even futures as I grow up. So I would like to thank them wherever they are. I know they're with me, but I would like to thank them for not giving up on me. Seeing the potential in me too. Having so much faith. Because a lot of things that I would do, I would talk to my think about it. So they would tell me, there was a point when I grandmother, if you think this is what you can do, do it. If you think you can make money with that, because if there's anything about me, I've always had a problem with Inabat. I always had a problem of asking for help. I've always had a problem of being someone that needs people. So my grandparents are people, man, even from my mother's side. They were people that are very business minded. So I can't escape. So my father's side, I used to sell sweets, or the take five at some point, or the ice cream at some point. I want the assistance of both of my grandparents and my father. And then making two sustaining. So school. That money kept us afloat for some time. TLC to yes, so is just give one to put that to so my grandmother on I can offer I would say Makula, low Mantuana, regular tools. That's the type of people my grandparents were. Father, if you want to do it, eat. Put a fila pili, you will come back, regroup, and go forward. And that's the sad part is that now that they're gone, there's so little people that can do that. And growing up in a situation where you constantly have someone reminds you of one, do that, do this, you can do this. With them just going like that, puts you back 20 steps. So basically, I would just have to thank them for being there for me when I needed them, teaching me to be solutional.
So now, which side was responsible for you joining the church?
My father's side is Kibatwa EME.
Okay.
My father's side Kibatwa EME. Because I always ask about it. When I can refer
colonizers came with it.
Something like that. If you guys any the podcast.
If you know the church, please tell us in the comments the right name so that we can do justice.
So that church, and then mind you, to AME. Left the church, came back to the church.
Yeah, why did you leave the church? Why did you leave the church?
It's a very funny story. Like I said, one thing about my grandparents, those people supported me. There was a point in Fanako's Gale when I crutch, I think, go Red Cross. There was this guy called this guy, man. And he came last week in Yanamo. That guy was the fastest runner goes Gala. My grandparents attended that thing because my parents couldn't. Because my family has been 1 year having financial problems, and they're like any other family. My grandparents were there. Ntate is not a softie from my father. They're both not softies actually. And then I came out as number 2, the entire school, bro. Those people celebrated as if like you win in fact. Back then I used to like pie. I used to like pie the juice. Juice ya orange. So those people got me that thing to say, "Mfana, you worked hard for this thing. You deserve it. You won. Who not win?" So those are the type of people that they were. Despite the discipline, despite the harshness, they were very loving people. I would say I'm a loving person because of them also. So, Sharpo, it happens, I grew up in the church, and then comes this time, it's Easter time. It's this period. Many years ago. So, Sharpo, it's Easter time. I don't know if there were auditions because my memory is not that clear because it was a heartbreaking experience for me. Sharpo. Hey, can I go to Jason Tate? Now, what's it as young people? They used to portray this Jesus thing. They used to portray this Easter thing. Back then, to Easter, Christmas was the thing. You would celebrate it with emotions, bro. You would put your entire being in celebrating Christmas. That's why you'd find Batuba, Balekana or older than us, they would say, Easter is not the same. Christmas is not the same. Religious holidays are not the same anymore. So back then, hey, I was meant to be Jesus. in the cast. The Easter thingy. I was meant to be Jesus. So I used to go with my granddad. Back then he used to drive a Chevrolet. Chevrolet. It's a Chevrolet. Never days, my guy. So my granddad on a Chevrolet back then. That Sunday. Hey, Sunday school. Hey, Sunday school. Because I was like, yellow bone. So they're like, you would play. You'd be a good Jesus way, you know. To my grandparents, hey, kiloba pala Jesu, kiloba Jesu, like, do you understand? Like, kiloba Jesu, you understand? Kiloba Jesu, you understand? Kiloba Jesu.
I get to put that in my CV.
Bruh, I once was Jesus. Bruh, you understand? In fact, every day of the week, I didn't like people as a young person. I was people were like people, but I made sure I got used to people, interacted with people, just because I was Jesus. I went 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I think the entire month leading to Easter. My grandparents went out of their way, bruh, for 2 weeks straight, I think, if I'm not mistaken, looking for white clothes. Looking for skipa, genie, something white, but we couldn't find white shoes unless it's a formal or the tickets and a body marking. So I had white socks. They had bought like a cloak nyana for me. I want like a white. And when they went all out, bruh. And mind you, my grandfather is the only person that was working. My father didn't have a job at the time. So kiskolo, which my grandparents were paying at the time. Transport, which my grandfather was paying at the time, which my grandfather was paying at the time, and then happens they add this to their budget. Mind you, I had to sacrifice things of my own, bruh. Hi, into aksai batla, you understand? Ki Jesu. Ka sacrifice ki Jesu, my bruh. Bruh, ki Jesu. I missed rehearsal on Thursday. I think I missed rehearsal. I think 2 days, bruh. Just 2 days or a day. I think because, if I'm not mistaken, my grandmother karuna kula. So I had to go home. As a young man, and do all those things. So I couldn't walk from Putswastina to Vuk. So what would happen is that transport aka inensia and then Palama taxi going home. So I would only have chelete ya hukuk. But because my grandmother was sick, my grandfather didn't give me that money. You understand how families work? Because how you show chelete? I am fine. The day before, it was a Thursday. That church, ready to be Jesus, ready to just say, Eloi, you understand? You understand? They told me that day, you're not Jesus anymore. I don't know, I was still a young man. I think I was still in Park Ridge, because maybe grade 3 or 4. You understand? I was still a young man. I was still a young boy. You understand? Those things, because as how long one, you devote so much to these things. And especially back in those times, you would devote. Hey boy, you're no longer going to be Jesus. Askisi, extra.
From Jesus
to nothing. Jacobo Cambona, my guy. I was saying that guy actually waka next door. So basically na paradise I am I was hurt, bruh. I remember that day. Ka taxi. I even got off Hankhunwaka. Kavuka. So Hankhunwaka le nandula vuka. I got off Hankhunwaka crying, bruh. How yo aksali Jesu. So she's confused because so but Batsibang is my grandparents from my father's side. So my grandmother from my mother's side, you understand? So she's confused. Delusional maybe. So my grandmother that broke me even more. I'm like, even you don't believe I went home ntate molwa lata from nkgono wa ka cause nkgono wa ka mfethu ba mjwetsa re mona mfano ko alla ka mona a esa le Jesu. So my grandfather understood. Wabona, he came straight from work atlong lata mole wabona, cause he's my grandfather wantola, and as muthu moholo mfethu wouldn't want ngosia ha ka postolo sa usella. He did what he could do best wabona. O batla eng I didn't even have time for pie, bruh, because nekrata pie that time. I didn't even have time for pie, orange juice. I'm hurt, in fact. That Easter, that's when me and my grandfather stopped going to church, actually. He stopped going to church also. Because of that. I think because of that. But basically, after that, we just stopped together. Every Easter, Tate Molwaka would play jazz. That's why I'm such a jazz fan sometimes. Play jazz, I take a little castle, I take a little ultramela. Until a point where I came back to the church because, sometimes in fact, losing someone brings you closer to something else. So when one door closes, another one opens. So 2010, Kadi one, January, going into World Cup, my paternal grandmother passed away. First day of the year, you understand, that year, I had Jutat Batswadi, the grandparents too. Finally allow me to go out. Because I wasn't allowed to go out. I wasn't allowed to party here. So I was, regardless, Nahana 2010, I was in grade 10. I had a curfew of 8 p.m. every day. Regardless of what, quarter to 8. 8 you are in the house. I managed to bajuta mfana. From June, July, August, September. Kipuka mfana. Kibashutsa ke hlokile tjhelete lona ke mnati ke on. 31st se kopansitse tjhelete le majita. Makolo fell sick. Had to be rushed to the hospital. I couldn't go out anymore. Diplomele makriza. Come the first, Makolo B, no, your grandmother has passed, that one. Remind you, I still didn't like the church. So thank God to this guy called this Reverend Muruti Muteka. I'm pusha bra. After Lifu on Sunday, because I was not even sitting le family ka Lifu, because I was so devastated, bra. I was so devastated because leading to her being sick, I was there taking care of her. Some cast, something. You know how things. Not help someone. This one to like manage balance and stuff like that. So that thing in loads up pass sometime. So I would take care of my grandmother. So losing her was devastating to me. I'm like, I'm fit. I thought I'm taking care of you for you to get better, not for you to leave. So that happened. Mrutim Tika on Sunday. On Saturday he even said, oh no, when I call I'm like thinking this guy is cuckoos in the ears or something. Doesn't he know I'm not Jesus? That guy came every Sunday to come pick me up for church. Every Sunday for a good 2 to 3 months. Every Sunday. I want you in the church. I need you in the church. The church needs you. Ki yamfana ke sina formali, ki tinela fela, ki ketsetsa fela. Ntate, santsane ke le tsona kaofela. Oh. That happened, and then Then that's where the name Socks came from. Yeah, it came from Brutimtika. What happened is that next night goes to like apara. So I'm thinking, oh, it goes Katena secret socks. Kilo apara, kilo apara sapa, Katena the secret socks. So Muruti Kapili, Kiriking, why are your socks? I'm like, no, I am wearing socks. I don't know, where are they? No, kids are the secret socks. That's how the name Socks started. Then everyone started calling me Socks. But until the point where I had to leave the church as well.
So now we get to you coming back to the church, and now where does your journey with the love of the organization come in?
That time, weird story also. Kidula lang khono aka like I get that time my grandmother, my paternal grandmother had passed away. So Kidula my maternal grandmother, Kidula Tele, I will just call her name, Kidula Tele at that time. So Kidula Tele, what happens is that I am going to church. I meet Botato. Tato at first was this long ass guy. I'm Telele. And then Kakopana Mkiti was this gothic guy. Illuminati. It was weird, bruh. I met people like your Chabedis. I'm not sure if I'm Tseba Chabedi, your Malfetanis. I'm Tseba Chabedi. Oh, skis. Chabedi, skis. I met people like your Chabedis. Chabedi nakena will shaman before. Because I think Caperal Chabedi, the same year. Shapu, it happens. I start attending church. I start going to area events. I start. And then one day, weird enough, I see Tato in front of people doing something understanding. I think it was my second area meeting ko Shaman. This guy comes in, I can see school uniform. Hey, Tada. I'm like, what? Yeah. Who's this guy? I come from church, but I'm like, hey, this guy changed from that guy atutting to this guy who's such an energetic person. We're still in church. That's when I was like, this is me. This is who I'm supposed to be. And the songs, the vibe, and so that's when it developed. So we let this guy called Ramoto. Unadula like 2-3 houses from where Unkhonwaka Anadula day. So that guy only part of the executive in the church. So he used to sit with me. This is the president, this is the first vice, second vice, third vice, whatnot. Because I would come back from area meetings, King historiographer and statistician. King historiographer and statistician. So I was like, I like this thing. I like the order. I like the fun side of it. I like how structured it is. That's when my love of the church started. That's when I started wanting to be in leadership. That's when I just started wanting to be the person that I was supposed to be, in sense of acknowledging that I have a fun side and having people look at me for who I am.
So you credit the organization for showing the fun side of you?
Yeah, I would credit it, because without it, Mfana, I wouldn't be this confident person, because I've always been someone who lacks confidence. Yes. You would never see me in front of people. You would never see me engaging with people. You will never see me doing this. If it's in my corner, it's in my corner. And nothing will change that. Unless when I was then I would talk to you. But me coming to you, I was never that person. Until I came to the church, and also with the help, again, with my grandmother and my parents as well. They played a huge role also in me being the person that I was in the organization, because, like I'm saying, finances, and in terms of my YPD journey, right? I'm not sure if Otle is Shebela this thing, but I would like to give credit to a guy called Tsepo Makume. Understand? That person, that guy, that gentleman, that hot man, paid for, I would say, 80% of my trips to YPD before I became a president. Legit paying Every event. Also with the assistance of my parents. So I would like to give credit to them. So those people are the people that saw. Shout out. So those are the people that helped me become the person that I am. So basically, yeah.
Yeah, I get you. So now the organization stuff. Which first office did you go into?
The first office I went into.
Was it local or area?
It was local, bruh. The first office I went into in the local, what is it? I think it is historiographer. I think statistician. But I'm confused between historiographer and first vice, because I remember at that time I think it's first vice or second vice. I think second vice. I'm like it's second vice. That's the first office I had in the local. Because what had happened? No, Tato was not the president. Malfetzane was the president. Tato, I think, was doing his matric or something like that in that year. Malfetzane was the president. Busisiwe Kambule was the first vice. I was the second vice. Malfetzane disappeared. Busi disappeared. Automatically, I'm the president. That's how I first learned how to write reports. That's when I first started knowing. My first report to Mokamedi, I said, Mokamedi, nakopa uskang, kopaleskang omaya, ntweki yetsa mo, akitibi. No, I said it to them before. I told them, akitibi, ntweki yetsa, so that's how I grew in the church, and then I grew until now.
I want us to go through it to get to a point where I know that the police will have something to say, about the YPD. There won't be much, so I'm gonna wrap up with the YPD. You get to the area by first being the president.
No. I was first historiographer and statistician at the area.
With historiographer, statistician.
It was the easiest thing to do, It was the easiest thing to do. And I've always been that person who I'll rise. That's why my tattoo, like the phoenix. I've always had that. Yeah, I have a phoenix tattoo here. I'll show you. I've always been that person who I'll rise from whatever people throw on top of me. From those ashes, I'll rise, and then so historiographer, statistician, became editor of the magazine. I did a lovely magazine, by the way, with the help of Mukiti and Tato and Bohuizmang and then from there I became, I think I was never first vice. No, I was never first vice. I became second vice. From second vice I became president.
And second vice?
Yeah, I was second vice. Yeah, I was second vice for some time. Yeah.
Okay. So is that the reason why then? Okay, no, we'll get to that part. Yeah, we'll get to that part. But now you become the area president.
Mm-hmm.
And you becoming the area president. Well, most people judge you based. Some people judge you based on that term, not understanding really the role that you've been playing in the organization. So in trying to wrap up, there's a lot to talk about the organization.
Uh-huh.
For some reason, I think we still have
a lot to talk about.
So the organization takes long. We saw that with Tato, the organization.
It took long now.
So
there's a lot to talk about.
Give us 5 best moments in the organization and give us 3 worst moments in the organization.
Mfana, my worst moment in the organization was, have I had a worst moment? Yo, it's a difficult one, man.
It's for me to call you a nigga.
No, it's not my nigga. It's not my nigga. So I can't think of any bad moments, I would say bad moments are moments where I had to fight. And one of my worst moments in the church, and which is one of my best moments in the church, was when I had to defend my family in the church without them being there. Where I was questioned or when trying to do something good for the people, I had to defend my family's honor and pride. Even though it's about get that much.
that is the best moment for me, because at that moment I realized that I am a man now. I can stand up for my family. So anything that comes, it must come through me. What happened that day? Summary, long story short, we were planning an event called ABC Area Bootcamp, Area 13, held right here, or hosted right here. Go RR right, that one, Wilberforce. So what happened is that, area level WMS and so the WMS, we can't talk about such things of the church. So basically it was a financial issue where finances, every organization has financial issues. So it was a financial issue that actually caused that dispute between two departments, or rather I would say those two components. Why you batla chelete? This and this. That's what happened at that point in time. I had to fight to get what we wanted, and we got it. Thank God.
So that's the only.
Yeah, I would say that besides the fighting is always a bad one. There was one where I legit almost had a physical fight with someone, because of I feel it was an issue of being undermined as Motu. Basically, those are my worst moments, because I never thought I would reach that point in the church where sharp. And then my best moments
in the organization.
You can take conference level, Episcopal level. My best moment, I would say the best moment for me was when I became area president, because that day I even remember singing a song throughout the entire week. For me to stand up and say thinking of the support of my grandmother, that for me was the highlight of my entire YPD journey.
Were you contested?
I was. I can't mention names. Yes, I can't. But yeah, you it's a her. You know the person, and it was not a dirty contest. You understand? That's what made it so nice for me. So pleasurable, I might say, Wantola, because it was not a dirty contest. It was a sweet contest amongst Batubai two that are trying to do the best for a specific organization. You understand? And after that person supported me, Wantola, Nikona Mobota and stuff like that. So I was contested, and thank God at the time I won, Wantola. And yeah, basically my other best moment was when I won of the year, bruh. Mind you, mind you, that time we sitting Koko venue upon a Kidi Awards time. Ki hatset. Ki hotel. I was like irikilo aparajeres. I went to my room. I came back. People are angry at me. How? And then why you saying award? Where are you? I'm like, oh, which award? Bongane. Apparently, I won best YPD best track YPD. And my other great moment was when I hosted the awards. Kohona Moko Wilberforce with Kopano Matunda and who else can I? Yeah, the Kunta Kinte. When I was wearing that Kunta Kinte outfit.
Was it when we did Vintage?
That day when we did Vintage.
I was telling Tatu, that was my first ever motherfucking trip.
Is it?
In the YPD.
Serious?
Pajama as our Vintage outfits. Why? Because our parents, the directors were like, yeah, I'm gonna stay there for 1 hour. Leave, go. We went there already.
Pajama.
And then I remember Bukabel Wabaita. Then changed us, but they gave us the top of it in Tetsuana and and Bukabel Nilbon.
Oh, Bukabel, And come to think of it, just born as far as I was. So basically, that's one of my other great moment, or a moment that I would highlight. Another one is being returned to the church by the great Reverend Muteka. Without him, we wouldn't be even having this conversation. I wouldn't even have met you, Wabon. I wouldn't have even, Wabon. So yeah, those.
You become the area president. After becoming the area president, you go scout. You find a young boy. You take him up. You put him in. I want us to close the YPD conversation before we come into me and you. Because of the conversation of me and you is the one that is going to allow Lukiso to have something to say about
Okay.
it. That's where he wants to say something. So you become president, you go and fetch this boy. Hence I was going to ask you about it. So the second vice.
Oh.
Second vice. You come, you made this boy the second vice president. The first vice disappears. The president disappears. And this boy is made to take up a very heavy ship. The area one, you understand, in the East Conference. And whether he did justice or not, history will judge that, God will judge that, in terms of starting that ship. And why did you leave in the manner that you left? Why did you leave a young boy hanging in the ocean like that?
Firstly, I would like to apologize to that young boy. I've never actually apologized properly, Kiri. I'm sorry, man, for leaving you like that, Wabon. Where do I start? I didn't scout this young boy, Wabon. It was just fate taking its course. The area 1 second vice office was vacant. I saw this guy once, and I was like, I want that boy. Yeah, I want that boy. Whether you guys like it or not, I want that boy. I want that guy. People spoke to him. I think people spoke to him.
You spoke to my sister because of my sister was in your executive. He was in your executive.
I was like, who's this boy? He's like, no, Kikatleo, hey, ing. I'm like, I want this boy. Why, Kiri? I just want this boy. Like, you feel his presence, Anton. He doesn't do much, but you feel his presence. I want to be around people that when I walk amongst them, you feel the energy in the room. You feel the atmosphere in the room getting smaller and smaller and smaller by each and every one of them walking in. Because that was my main idea of the executive that I wanted people with the emotional intelligence to understand that these are people. Even with my tenure as president, I always had, what are my people saying? Regardless of whatever happens. That's why I think at that time I had so much people in the organization wanting to be part of the area. I brought back people, Bahale, you understand? Because I wanted it to be home. Because over and above everything, the church and the YPD was a home away from home for me. The YPD was an escape from my personal problems, getting into this space and just having this sweet adrenaline rush running through your veins every time you come to an event. How nahanika school, you understand? It was a home away from home for me. So I wanted the area at that time to have that element. So I saw this young guy. I was like, I want this guy. I will teach him. He knows nothing. I will teach him as far as I can teach him. The first thing I said to him, I see me in you.
Those are the words that stick in my mind from that day.
Godman, what do you mean, Kiri? I see myself in you. But I'm seeing a much better me in you. Like, you understand? Like, a better version of myself in you. Mentor this young guy, with my flaws as well. Every single day. Godman this, Godman that, Godman this, Godman that. Yo, Godman, I get to self-denial. Elincha, bruh, I have to study. Elincha, give me some break. I have a personal life. This guy would call me Psi, relax, you understand? But I understood what he was doing. I just didn't want him to stress himself that much. So I mentored this guy. I would like to say I helped him in the organization, and not aware that I would help him also in his personal life. Not aware that me helping him will help me in my personal life. Not aware that me helping him will help me in the church. One turn. Because after meeting him, I saw the church as a different thing. Oh, how? Okay, so you can help people. You can do this for people. You can do that for people. And the reason that I left, cutting it short, is because, what can I say, man? It just got overwhelming. Because at that time I was looking for a job. I'm not getting a job. I have to pay it into it was just getting so overwhelming that I am focusing so much. Celsi, I think it was just before. It was during Celsi time. And that year, that year I was struggling to get a job. The same year my grandmother passed away. I was struggling, bro, to get a job. Struggling to make ends meet. That time, mind you, because of personal reasons or personal things that were affecting me at the time. So I got a job and I'm like, you know what? It's time I put myself before the organization. Regardless of who I hurt, regardless how I hurt them, it's time I put myself first. Because a good number of years, let's say 10 years, I've put the organization first. I've put the organization beyond even what I wanted. I could have studied, but kakhetha the LTI. I could have studied, but kakhetha the semin. I understand? And I'm not blaming the organization. I just blame my choices. That's why at that point in time I said I am choosing myself. And I told him, Kare, I'm gonna stop coming to church. You're gonna have to step up. Whether you like it or not. And I'm gonna tell you this once. And I already told you. And I'm not gonna repeat myself. You have to take care of what I have started. He thought I was playing. Next thing.
I saw that he wasn't playing when we get to area meeting. Area 1
Merton.
Yeah. Is that low shedding?
Yeah.
Thank God I got things are full. Are we still on light? Good. Perfect.
La la la. Yeah.